Okay, this is Jayhawk Scott again, and this is going to be the first video on my finished sump. But as typical, something that I originally designed in the sump is going to have to change. These are my weirs, the baffles that I have, I guess, that's supposed to be my bubble trap. And the water comes in over here, goes through here between these two, goes down, up, over, and down. This one here is the one that sets the level in the sump, but because the weirs aren't that wide, the amount of flow that's coming through here is really strong, and this one I have to move. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have it come through and go over here, and then I'm going to take and remove this one, I'm going to remove this one, and then I'm going to place this one further down so that there's more surface area and that the flow is not quite so fast through these, because this is kind of narrow in here, so the water seems to be kind of jumping, and what it's doing is it's creating bubbles instead of removing bubbles. So my original plan was, if you can see over here, these are, I don't know if you can really see them in there, those are the two returns bulkheads for my return pump and for my chiller pump. And my original plan was to put my heaters on the ground here, but I'm not going to do that, so I don't need to leave that much space in here for the heater. So I'm going to go ahead and use more of this space for the weirs and just have it come out over the top here right before those intakes, so that hopefully all the water will be smoothed out and the bubbles will be gone by then. So I got to redo that, and when I get that redone, I will shoot a video. Thanks. Okay, Jack Scott back again, and I've redone my weirs here, and I've stretched them out a little bit so they're not so close together, and so the water doesn't flow through quite so fast. You can see the water comes in over here and then goes over this one. This one has not been moved. This is the level. This would set the level in the water in the sump, and then down under here, and then back over there, and then down here. I think you can see it. There's two returns for the sump. Now there are two pumps that run. The first one is my chiller, and I just turned it on, and you can see the chiller down below. I still got some tidying to do up down there. Right now I've just got the stuff kind of plugged in and not cleaned up. So now the chiller pump comes in over here. I just got these pieces of PVC sticking up in the air. It's not, I don't think I'll leave them like that, but anyways, that's where the chiller pump comes in, and that's the refusion. And then the water goes back through there, up, you can't see it under there, but then it comes out up back under there. Alright, so that's my chiller pump. Now, my main return pump, which is down underneath down there, you can kind of see it. I'll take a better picture of them later. It pulls from the same spot. Oops, sorry about this. The return is also in the same spot, and I'll kick it on here, and you'll see part of my problems that I had before. Now I don't know that I'll run this much flow when I get everything running. Right now I'm just running water up to my fish tank into the overflows, and then they're coming right back down. But you can start to see the water and how quickly it's moving through here. It's motoring pretty good, but the water level in the whole sump right now is a little higher than I plan to run it. I can turn it down and throttle it down a little bit, and I probably will, but as it sits right now, I've got probably more flow in this thing than I want to have. So in the future, like I said, I may may turn it down. There's a couple of ways that I can reduce the flow through the sump, and I'll tinker with that and play with that some. To show you kind of the returns on the sump, let me see if I can get it. There you go, you can see back in there. Okay, now one of the features that I've added to this to kind of help prevent overflows in my tank is I've got two lines right now coming in. This is the main return, obviously, and then these two lines. One line is from my dual media reactor, the dual chamber media reactor for carbon and GFO. This one is from an industrial strength valve that I can control, and I'm going to set it up to where I have some float switches in my overflows in my tank, so that if the water in the overflows is getting too high, the first thing that will happen is I will take and I will have this automatically kick on. And there it comes on, and you can see how it's shooting water back into the sump. And so what it does is it reduces the pressure in my return line to my tank. So hence I'm sending less water to my tank, and hopefully the water level will come down. There'll be two float valves in the tank, and I haven't built that yet, but with the first one triggering this, and the second one will trigger the shutdown of the return pump to prevent overflows in my main return tank. You can also see the filter socks there. I've got to do some more work on that. I've got a bunch of holes on the corners of this plate, and I need to fill those in because most of the water is actually just running down there. Although filter socks have gotten a little dirty, so they are getting some water. But here, let me try and see if I can get this cord out of the way. There you go. You can see over here that what this is, and I haven't finished on it yet, this is the emergency overflow. It's going to be a little higher so that if the water in the sump gets too tall, that it'll run out that and go down the drain. So I still got to put my skimmer in here. I haven't done that yet. I've got to mount my probes for my apex. I haven't done that yet. I still got to wire up and set my float switches for my auto top off. I haven't done that yet, but I have leak tested the whole thing, and the whole thing is watertight, so that's definitely a plus. But I'm pretty happy with the way it's coming together. It's a different setup than anybody else's I've seen. It's unique. It does make a little bit of noise. You know, and the main noise actually is from the overflow portion down in here of the refugium. I wish I would have drilled that hole higher, but I didn't. That was stupid on my part. I may try and figure out something to reduce that noise, but again, I may not, because once again, this is in my garage, so you don't hear this upstairs. So. But that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm pretty, like I said, I'm pretty happy with where it's at and what I've accomplished so far. It's been two steps forward and one step back. It seems like every time I think I've kind of got everything figured out, that you know I have to change things. And the latest things were the weirs. They just were too close together. And now, while I do have a lot of water flow through there, I'm not creating bubbles, so I haven't added my skimmer yet, so that will be something that I really have to try and watch how many bubbles I create from that. So, but so far so good. So anyways, if anybody's got any questions or comments about what I'm doing here, I'd really be curious to hear from people. Hopefully I'll be able to get some more videos out on this here pretty soon. So this is Jayhawk Scott signing out.